Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel. Cryptocurrencies have just corrected a bit from a recent pump, and we can see that in the last 24 hours, BTC has gone down around 3%, Ethereum around 5%, XRP around 4%, and as you can see. Now there are articles actually showing XRP's violent rejection at key resistance levels. Now, personally, I don't think that's correct saying it as violent rejection, because if we actually try to assess it based on technical charts, say the price action, if we are looking at that, we can actually see that it's not that, right? And yes, in this channel we have actually discussed about that. If we look back, say on the video we put out on January 6th, yeah, we don't have much viewers for that. It's only a small channel with 526 subscribers, so yeah, of course the viewers are really low. But we actually laid out the scenario here stating that this can actually happen here. So if you actually look at that, we actually discussed about this. Now yes, this particular area is here in this chart, this, and on that day we actually drew like we can go a bit up, creating a fake out from this area, take in more buyers and then come back down, then move up high. So what actually happened is kind of exactly the same. It bounced, it went up high, created a fake out here, then came back into the trading range. So I personally expected that the price would be coming a bit more down till here, but yeah, it's actually holding here. Seeing if we watch that, this is kind of a median area for the price action here. So personally, I can say that this is not correct. If you guys have seen this article and if you are a newbie and thinking that, oh no, the price is actually going down, no, it's not the case. The price action actually trades in a pattern. Most of the time it will be different types of pattern, yeah, I agree, but it will actually move through the support or resistance area, and most of the time it will respect the support and resistance area which is being respected previous times. So then we have news showcasing that the fundamentals of the entire crypto industry and at the same time for Ripple is emerging to be more and more positive. Excuse me guys. Now then we can showcase you some videos which is really interesting, in which what they state is really interesting, and they connect it with IMF. And whenever they are connecting it with IMF, we know that it's something related to XRP, the real use case and all. Then we have something really interesting about the entire market, say the stocks, bonds, commodities and everything. They are actually warning that a recession is about to enter, or maybe in some of the market it's already started. Then we will discuss through some of the tweets in which we can actually see that what are the existing thing and how the courts are looking at the XRP's case. Then looking at the Davos, we know that our Ripple team is actually set to leave to Davos. They are going to attend that. We'll actually discuss through all of these, but before that I would like to request you guys, if you guys like the content I provide on a regular basis, please do support the channel. Now yes, the channel is really not that old. It's just 2 months, getting 2 months old, and we only have 500 subscribers. So those who have supported us till now, we really thank you guys. And those who are watching this for the first time, I would like to really request you guys, please do support the channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you like the content, please do like the video. Now this is the first one from CDC. So here he's actually showcasing about what's happening now. Say for Ripple was actually expecting things to happen in 2018, but the IMF was actually looking at 2020, whereas the bureaucrats in the central banks are looking at 2021. So while looking at this, you can actually see the future of real-time gross settlements. General principles, they are actually looking at service will not support two versions in parallel. Migration via big bang approach. So that means personally I think they are not looking at Swift and Ripple working parallelly. They are actually looking at one thing. Now that's my idea, right? Then the multi-currency without offering conversion features. It will be can use multi-currency without offering conversion. Now here if you actually look at that, you can see that early 2019 they are actually starting, say, the overall T2 to T2S consolidation realization phase, then the specification phase, development and internal testing, and at the end stabilization and closing, which actually come near the start of 2022. But if you actually see that user testing, you can actually see it starts from mid 2020 to the second quarter of 2021. So Euro system acceptance and central bank testing comes by early 2020 to mid 2021. So they will actually go live by November 2021 here. So yes, that's gonna take much more time. But if you're a long-term investor in XRP, then that won't be a big issue for you guys, right? Now this is a video I would like to play for you guys. Please do listen to this and think positively. Now
need to work together to understand that.
Do you see that happening? I mean, given sort of, there's a lot of polarization.
For sure.
I think it's actually starting. I think there's less polarization around the issue of cryptocurrency than people really than we see in other areas of geopolitics.
Right. Madame Lagarde at the IMF has been publishing for 2 years. I've been quoting this for the last 2 days, but she was quite famously at the last Davos convening. Published quite openly that she believes that decentralized technology and distributed currencies and cryptocurrencies are a real opportunity to redistribute wealth and participation to frontier and emerging economies. I think it's important. And she also said we have to understand that to ensure the typical financial security and stability that we're used to, we have to make sure we have the right regulation without restricting innovation. And of course, it's always difficult to draw that line.
So you can see that, they're actually talking about IMF, Christine Lagarde, and we know Christine Lagarde always talks about something fast, something cheap, and not Bitcoins, right? So we actually know that who's working with central banks, who's actually working with IMF. So that's directly pointing towards XRP, the digital asset. Right now, this is actually happening in Dubai, and it's conducted by the World Economic Forum, in which Dubai government is United Arab Emirates government is a part of. Now there's the next one from Real XRP Boy, and the last one was from Stuart XRP. Now this one is from Real XRP Boy, and you can actually see that Ripple, of course, is completely different story because it's an enterprise company. Here we are really trying to go into the guts of the payment system and valuation system with people who know how this works and to reach them. So yes, this is gonna be hard, right? If you actually go through this, you can either follow Real XRP Boy, that's at boy_XRP, or you can follow me, that's XRP DNI in Twitter. So this one is the next one, showing you almost have to suspend reality and not listen to people you respect, otherwise you'll never do anything. Now if you actually look at that, then number 2, once you get past the first period, the biggest obstacle is just finding a team, people who will follow the vision, bet their future on you. So this is not only true for a company, but also true as an investor. When you find something interesting, say you then initially made a decision to invest in that, looking at the technology, looking at the future of that asset class. So then say after 2 years, if you're rethinking that, then you shouldn't be actually making that initial investment. Because if you actually believe in that, unless say the company is just flawed, the technology came to be known as flawed, then yeah, you can rethink about that. But if nothing has changed, say at first you're investing based on something, and if that's not changing, then you should be waiting. Because stock market or investing like this is a place where money is actually moved from patient guys. They will actually receive more money. That was my mistake. Money is actually moved from impatient to patient. So you just have to wait. So good things come for those who wait in this market. Now, if we look at that, say in charts, if you actually go to weekly chart and look at that, yes, people were actually talking about something gonna happen, and it took like 2 years, around 1,200 days. If we take from the first peak till the bottom, it's somewhere around 1,200 days. So that's a long waiting time, right? So those who waited for that duration actually got that benefit. Now there's the next one from HMX, showing weekly all-time high reached as expected, mainly due to progress in USD and AUD to Philippines peso corridor. Now there's the next one, it's from Zero Hedge, and it's showing that IMF chief warns global economy faces a new Great Depression. We actually talk something related to this in our channel previously. It's not about a recession coming in, it will be a Great Depression, and that will actually wipe out most of the industries, most of the companies, institutions which are not actually prepared or which are indebted, who actually have a lot of debt. As we can see that the private debt in US is too high as of now. So this is also kind of a same article showcasing that something is gonna come and it's gonna be so bad. If you guys want to go through that, you can actually follow Ian Northing. It's at IANBINs. So it's actually similar to what we discussed previously. So this next one from Lord Lionel, showing that the motion to dismiss should be granted and the complaint dismissed with prejudice. Now, similarly, plaintiff cannot disavow his allegations of securities transaction barring his consumer protection claims. So, it's actually coming out as positive. Everyone confirmed this. Apparently, a Ripple court case has now been dismissed. So now that's a positive news. In our last video, we actually talked about this. We stated that if it's updated, then we'll actually let guys know. And yes, it's dismissed. So that's a positive news. Now then the next one is showing what's going to happen in Davos. Our team is actually traveling to Davos, and you can see that. Along with the world leaders, the featured participant is Brad Garlinghouse. Think why it's happening, because a startup company, a CEO from the startup company is actually going to join the world leaders. That's something huge for the technology, for the asset, for the companies, the software they run and all. Now looking at this is XRP on a daily and put in the log scale. So from the start, we actually, as we discussed, we can see that the price is actually making new highs, keeping the lows higher. So that's actually higher lows and higher high. That is kind of a trend for a new uptrend here. At least personally, I feel that the price is actually gonna go much high from here as it's gaining momentum. Because if you guys have been following me for the previous weeks or months, say last 2 months, we were actually talking precisely about this particular item in the MACD, and the same in RSI too, because when we actually draw a line in MACD, we can actually see that the base is strengthening. The price was actually coming to the downside here and consolidating till this area, but we actually talked here that the price, say the video somewhere near the end of December or early Jan, we actually talked about this, that the buyers are accumulating here. We can actually see a divergence here, and the momentum is going to start to the upside soon. And yes, now we can see that the price is moving to the upside. So in the similar case, we will look at BTC, and if articles are related to XRP stating that they are actually in a downturn, they're actually going to the downside, blah blah blah, then the same will be happening for BTC. I haven't actually researched for BTC, but I can actually understand it will be the similar case. So if you look at that, you can actually see that it's also in a positive area. It just broke above the previous trend. Now if you consider it from the bottom, you can see that there was a run up high, then a correction. Now it's starting a new trend. So that's also having higher highs and higher lows, which is a sign of a new uptrend starting. So if you actually look at this too, yes, it went up a bit and it still has a room to go violently high. Now I say that because if you look at the weekly chart, you can just see that the MACD is just about to cross to the upside. So if that's happening, then that's actually a good and positive news, because if we look at that for XRP, we can see that in weekly XRP just crossed to the upside. And if you actually look at last time when it came to that much down and then crossed to the upside, it moved really high. So if you are looking at the percentage of that movement, then you can actually see that it's around 100%. So that's not a bad thing. If that happens, it's going to be a really positive thing. A lot of attention is going to be getting into the XRP, and new players will be coming in. So guys, that's all for today. And again, I would like to request you guys, if you guys like the content I provide on a daily basis, this is my channel, Scientific Investor. Please do support the channel. Hit the subscribe button and like button. If you guys have any comments, please do let me know. I'll meet you guys on the next one. Bye for now.